In this video, we're going to use transformations of the graph of f of x equals x squared to determine the graph of the given function h of x equals the negative quantity x plus 5 all squared. Well, before I draw the graph, I need to go to some scratch paper, so let me change screens. I've rewritten a problem here. And the first thing we need to do is list the transformations we need to apply to the graph of f of x equals x squared to obtain the graph of h of x. So analyzing our function, the first thing we notice is this negative outside the function. Anything outside is always a vertical effect. And if I have a negative outside the function, it means I'm really multiplying the function outside by a negative 1. Multiplying by a negative 1 is always a reflection. So I'm going to have a vertical reflection. That means anything that was on the top of the graph will be reflected down here. So it's a reflection in the x-axis. So multiplying by a negative 1 outside is a vertical reflection in the x-axis. The next thing you notice is there's a plus 5 inside the function. Anything inside the function is a horizontal effect. Adding and subtracting numbers shifts it. So this is going to be a horizontal shift. Be careful, horizontal shift. When you add 5, it's not going to go to the right. You're going to shift it 5 units to the left. When doing transformations, it's very important to do them in the correct order. We always do horizontal shifts first. So this is the first thing we're going to do, followed by the vertical reflection. So now let's go back to MyMathLab. Here we are back in MyMathLab. We need to click here to enlarge the graph. My parent graph is y equals x squared. This is the x squared tool. If you click on that, you will land up graphing a parabola that opens up. Make sure you've selected the solid line and then click anywhere on the graph. And it will graph the parent graph y equals x squared, which is a parabola that opens up with a vertex at 0, 0. I'm going to use this palette here to do my transformations, but I need to move my screen, so I'm going to put it on pause for a second. So now you can see the whole palette. We're going to put in our 2 transformations. The first was a horizontal shift. It was going to go left 5. So my horizontal shift has to be negative 5. Then hit enter and notice, did it shift my graph 5 units to the left? Yes. Then I needed to do a vertical reflection over the x-axis. And notice that says it's a vertical flip, which is what I want. So check that. There's my vertical flip. So there's my final graph. I save it, and then I check my answer. So that is how you use the graphing tool to graph transformations in MyMathLab.